Behind me is the Hollywood Hills. A lot of those residences start around $2 million, going all the way up to $100 million. I saw a listing for a house just the other day, $100 million. Pretty amazing, pretty crazy stuff. And one of the reasons why this is one of the most expensive places to live, period, is because there's very low supply. Okay, there's a very real scarcity that exists in the real estate market for the hills. As you can see, it's definitely not leveled. Over there you can see it starts to get really kind of cliffy with amazing, beautiful views, but not a lot of space to actually build houses on. So scarcity really plays into effect here, driving the price of the home market high up. So that's what I'm going to talk to you about today, is scarcity. Now, you might have heard in another video, the number one most important question you ask in your marketing is why? Why should the customer want to buy your product? You have to really portray the reason well in order for that person to want to buy. But the second big question is why now? Why should that customer take action now? Why not tomorrow or next year, right? And what happens if people think, oh, I'll just do it tomorrow, is oftentimes it never happens. So you have to really have a good reason why that customer should buy right now. And so scarcity is that reason. People have this innate feeling of fear if they miss out, right? One of the biggest feelings, the most negative feeling that someone can have is the feeling of regret. The feeling of they missed out on an opportunity, on a chance, on something that could have changed their lives. And that regret is why scarcity is so powerful. So you want to have scarcity in everything that you do, okay? But here's the thing. A lot of gurus, they use this pretty shadily, and they're manipulating you to buy a product, right? They have scarcity everywhere. Hey, this offer is ending and the timer runs out and nothing happens and you can still buy. Or hey, there's only 23 copies of my ebook available. Nah, it's an ebook. You can create as many as you want. That's not credible scarcity, and that lowers your credibility and trust as a marketer or as a business owner. So some of the ways to create scarcity are things like having a limited amount of spots and actually closing the cart at that time, or having a time, it's only available for 3 days, and then not offering it anymore and taking away your website page and changing that page, okay? So those are some ways to offer scarcity, and that will increase your marketing because you're now answering the question, why now? You're getting someone to take action now. When faced with a deadline, when something is in limited supply, it's much more attractive, and people jump at the opportunity to grab on while they still can. So that's scarcity, and that kind of brings me into another thing I want to talk to you about, which is about Clickbank Riviera Maya, Mexico. Some of you guys might have saw the last week's video. I talked about that special announcement. I'm doing a business building workshop with Clickbank, teaching you guys how to build a funnel, about webinars, about Facebook ads, some really cool stuff that only has 80 spots total, okay? So here's a good reason why you should join, is because there's only 80 spots. Because we got 80 hotel rooms at this wonderful all-inclusive hotel, and once you register, your spot will be secure as one of the 80. And that includes your hotel, it includes all that stuff at the workshop. It's pretty amazing. Details are below. Click that link. Go to clickbank.com/university/Mexico. I think that's the link. Just make sure that that is the correct link. Check it out. Only 80 total spots. It's a real credible threat, credible scarcity, because it's real, right? There's only those 80 total spots. Check it out. We're slowly rolling this out, so we're not emailing it out to every single person at Clickbank, because I want to make sure we get people in who are really serious about finding success. I don't know if this link will still be around tomorrow or the next day, because in reality, there are only 80 total spots. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Check out Clickbank Mexico. The link is below. Think about scarcity. Use it in your marketing. A lot of times people think, hey, I'd rather just sell forever, right? I'd rather have my product up forever or have an offer up forever. And in reality, it's much better to offer it to an exclusive group, make it end at a certain time, and you'll see that your overall revenue will increase. Think about that, use it, and I will see you next week. See ya.